Why do we need to guest post in blogging? Can a guest post bring more traffic back to a new blog than, say, social media? The answer is yes, and in this video I'd like to show you the story of one guest post that I wrote that effectively brought enough traffic back to my blog and to one specific page that I was allowed to succeed in blogging, a difficult industry, and quit all the work I was doing to focus more on blogging. You don't need any paid tools or coding techie skills to go about this strategy. What you need is a decent blog and a passion to write. Experts always say that guest posting is helpful, but when it comes time to get more traffic, they'd rather just say, join Facebook or go on Pinterest. So I'll be sharing a few secrets here in this video and a few secrets from my journey. So I hope you watch through to the end. One quick note before we begin. I strongly recommend setting up Google Analytics and going through the 3 steps to put tracking code on your blog and verify it and index it in Google before you use guest posting strategy. I covered all these steps in the video right before this on my YouTube channel, and doing so will make sure that you can track as much data as possible and then make smart decisions for your content. Alright, if you're ready, let's get started. The first step to using guest posting, aka guest blogging, to bring more traffic back to your blog is to write a really good article on your blog. I'm talking exhaustive. Something that helps your readers do something they really need to do or answers an important question. The more people looking for an answer to this question, the better, because you want people looking for your post on Google, and in the end, we're going to use the guest post to make your article on the blog rank in Google, if that makes sense. So we're going to tell this story with this post on my blog, Dear Blogger. It's actually a page, but in Google's eyes, posts and pages are the same. This page answers the question, where to blog. Now, those words alone could be the title. Those are the keywords for the post, and you'll find them in the title, in the permalink up here, and also several times throughout the post. This post is long. It explains several ways to answer that question, where to blog. It includes links to other resources on my blog, on other blogs, and around the web. It has enough content, but not so much to bore people. And then it uses other sorts of media, like videos and images, and stuff like that. As you go down, it includes a sign-up form, which can collect emails and names from my readers. So effectively, it's a landing page and an article all in one. I'll be honest, I've spent probably the most time on this one page than I have on any other post or page on the blog, and probably way more time. I wanted to organize it so that people could use it and that Google would absolutely love it, and I hope I've done that. How often do you see a signature on a page? Not too often. The point is to write a piece of cornerstone content. If you're blogging about something like gardening, try to pick a question or an issue within gardening that's really heavily searched and people really want an answer to, but at the moment there isn't a great answer to on the web. Or if you're blogging about something like fitness, try to pick an area of fitness that people have a burning need for. Lots of people. Alright, once you write a cornerstone piece of content like this, then you can basically forget about it for a little bit, because you're going to be writing articles for other blogs. Let's jump over to my Google Analytics for a second, and let's find this post. It's currently number 6, bringing in just over 1,600 new people per month. This post used to be number 1 on this list, but then I wrote some other posts and Google shifted around. However, I think this post is still the best for our story here. And 1,600 people on a new blog is pretty good. That's enough to start building an email list, to start generating comments, and maybe even bringing in a few sales. So how did I get these 1,600 people over to this page on my blog? Oh, and by the way, if you want to find this awesome chart on your Google Analytics, go all the way down on the left to behavior, and then open up site content and click on all pages. That's where we are right now. So moving along, these 1,600 people came to this page through a Google search. Googling where to blog brings up this post first, so it's clear the strategy worked. It also brings up this post of mine second, which is also in my Google Analytics, but that's a different story. Where to blog is an important search within my niche, which is blogging about blogging. But you'll want to pick your own keyword phrase, maybe 2 to 5 words that's important to your niche. So when someone searches where to blog, they find this post. People usually click on the first result, and then they're on my blog. Boom. Great traffic. I know that the majority of these 1,667 people came to my site through Google because analytics tells me so. Let's go to acquisition, all traffic, channels. And we can see organic search provides my site with over 90% of its new traffic. Pretty awesome. Again, get Google Analytics right away if you don't have it. Direct and referral traffic are a little bit different than organic search, but we can see how low social is. Only 156 new users showed up via social media like Facebook and Pinterest. If I was just using that strategy to get traffic, I'd be sunk. So now the real question is, how did I get this page, this article, to rank so high in Google for the words where to blog? And that's where the guest post comes in. Exactly 2 years ago, yep, that's 2 years' time, I was fortunate enough to land a guest post on a blog called Social Media Explorer. It's a great site run by 2 awesome authors and probably a lot more helping hands that don't get enough credit. There are a few criteria about this blog that made me want to guest post on it. One, it's a social media blog. It's a huge one. And that's really good for my niche because blogging and social media are very closely related. Second, they get a ton of traffic, which we can see based on the social media stats and the comments at the bottom. This is an authority website, which brings me to my third point, which is PageRank. PageRank is this little number 2 you see up here. The homepage of this site has a PageRank of 5, which is huge, but even just a number 2 is good. Now, if you're totally new to things like PageRank and backlinks, then bear with me and listen up for a second because this is really the crux of the strategy we're talking about here. I like the PageRank on this particular guest post because of the links within the post, alright? Namely, the link right here in my byline. The higher the PageRank on this guest post, the more Google juice is passed through this link, which goes to the page on my blog, which we were just looking at. Google sees this link, this backlink right here on Social Media Explorer, pointing towards my article and says, hey, wow, Social Media Explorer is an authority, so this article must be pretty good too. Why don't we rank it a little bit higher in Google? Google knows what words to rank this article for based on the words in this post, and more importantly, the words on the link right here, where to start up a blog. Now, if this article were on an even bigger website like New York Times or Forbes or something like that, meaning I had landed an even bigger guest post, then this PageRank number might be bigger, and more of that PageRank juice would pass through this link to my post, and Google might notice what's going on quicker or rank my article even higher. But as we saw in Google, I'm already at number 1, so I'm happy enough. Mission accomplished. So the process is this. Get Google Analytics first. Then write a really amazing piece of content on your blog that a lot of people in your niche will be looking for. Make it super exhaustive. Make it clear. Use all of the amazing tools and design tools that are allowed for you in your blogging CMS. Once the post is good enough, hit publish. You can always update it later because Google loves when you update and refresh old content. With your post ready, you want to get it linked from guest posts around the web, like this. So you want to basically get these links which point towards your post because the more links you have and the greater the page rank on the pages where those links are coming from, the higher your post is going to rank in Google. You can't put links everywhere and you have to be subtle. In this case, this blog was awesome enough to allow me a byline, and this is the one link I chose. But within the post are other links to useful resources, other posts on this particular blog, and some other links around the web from notable authoritative figures. Writing guest posts isn't easy, and you should tailor them towards a specific blog or site, like this one right here. If you write a generic post instead and send it around to 10 different blogs, they're probably going to know that and are going to reject you. But if you write a really specific post with links to existing content and that follows the same tone of the blog, which you've hopefully been reading for a while, then you'll show that you care. Armed with a guest post like this, hop over to your email and write a really personal message to the person at the blog who's collecting guest submissions. It might be tough to know who this person is, but do a little research, find them around the web if you can, read their work, post comments, and show a genuine interest. As someone who now receives requests to get guest posts, I know that when a person emailing me can say something really genuine and catch my interest, I'm more likely to respond. I'm not saying this is the perfect strategy or that I've got it down perfectly, but it's worked well enough for me to bring me lasting traffic over time. Guest posts like this rarely get taken down, so the content that you write and the backlinks that point to your blog are everlasting. They'll do work for you while you sleep, while you create new articles, and while you create new blogs. Once you land a few guest posts, you can start displaying them and organizing them in your Google Plus profile, which will make you an even bigger authority in Google's eyes. Guest posting is super fun. Take it seriously, and let me know if you have any questions. Lastly, make sure to choose those keywords correctly using the Google Keyword Planner from AdWords. Choosing a few good keywords to put in your posts and then put in your guest posts will make all the difference in the long run, because you're basically deciding what words you're ranking for in Google. And lastly, don't worry if you get rejected. I got turned down, I think, a couple times on this particular blog before getting accepted with this guest post. And even getting published on much smaller blogs is extremely helpful in the long run. As usual, thanks for watching. I know this was a little bit different of a tutorial from what we're used to doing, but I hope you enjoyed this story of an article I wrote, and I hope that within a couple months your traffic is looking amazing. Lastly, make sure to post a comment on the video if you have any questions or just to say hello, and to throw me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.